Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, all properties investors within Nigeria and outside Nigeria. I am here today to throw more light on two issues, what we call CofO or Certificate of Occupancy, and what they call Governor's Consent. They are just like the same, they are not exactly the same. But let me handle CofO first. You don't need anybody to tell you that CofO is the very best of all the land titles, the peak of all land titles. Why? Because the Act of 1978 vested all the lands in the governor of each state, even though they don't own the land, but that's what the law says, that Land Use Act or Land Use Decree of 1978 now turned to Land Use Act of 1978. Now, to obtain a CofO in Lagos takes between 1.5 million and 2.5 million, or if not more, depending on how large the land is or how strategic the land is. Now, but it's worth your time if you're able to obtain it. Now, if you are buying a land and it has CofO, that's good. But if it doesn't have CofO, bear it in mind that if you want that land to be valid at all times, I need a CofO, a certificate of occupancy. Now, this CofO, like I've already said, is an important document. It can only be issued by the governor of each state. Now, don't just rush into buying land. Before you buy the land, make sure that the land in question is a land that when you go to the registry, land registry, to register it, that it will be accepted and that's when you want to process your CofO. And how do you get this done? Let your estate agent or lawyer, whoever that is helping you to buy the land, go to, like Lagos, go to Alausa and find out if the land is an acquired land by the government. Because if it is, and you mistakenly buy it, you have lost your money. Just as simple as that. It doesn't matter how many millions you have invested. It's lost. The same thing in other states, Imo State, Abuja. You need to know, do what we call property search and make sure it's not government acquired land. If it is, don't stake your money in it, because when you are going in to go and proceed the CofO, they will reject and decline your application. It's as simple as that. Don't need to stress on it. However, if you are buying a property and the man, the owner of the land says it has CofO, it's okay. That also needs investigating, because there are fraudulent people there that create all manner of things and say it's CofO, and you may not know. You think they can forge the governor's signature, so you need to investigate as well. What our advice is that if somebody is selling land, we are serious in buying, let him use your phone and scan the CofO and go to the land registry and check. It's important you do that. But the first step is that whenever you want to buy any land, first of all, do a diligent property search. They call it property search. And where you get that done is in lands in any state capital, regardless of where you're buying. Abuja, Owerri, Port Harcourt, Lagos. But once you have bought, once you have seen that it's not an acquired land, go ahead with the deal. If it's the first time, your first timer, go ahead with the deal. Then go ahead and start your registration for CofO, to obtain CofO from the governor in order to make the transaction secured. There are thousands of people there whose land does not have CofO, and what they do is they give you, they say, family document. still use it. Then before you do, make sure you check out outside or Owerri or Abuja Municipal Council to know that the property is not government acquired property. It is worth your time. Don't let anybody hurry you. Pay, don't worry, everything is okay. Don't let anybody hurry you in that, because if you make payment without diligent search, you have as well have property for them, and you are not going anywhere with that transaction. Having said this, the other item I want to talk about is governor's consent. Of course, CofO itself is governor's consent, but governor's consent is used most often when you are referring to land transaction between two parties. The seller has CofO. It is your duty to you, the buyer, to make sure to process and to get governor consent, even though that land has CofO. Why you need to do this is because if you don't, the government can turn out tomorrow and say it is Mr. A that this CofO was issued to, not to you, and therefore invalidate your invalidate your purchase. So responsibility. So what I advise is, if you are buying a land with CofO and you are serious, and the seller is serious, and you are done a property search and the property is okay, and it's not government acquired land, in that case, start processing. Go and register, do the registration and start processing of of governor's consent. This governor's consent is very, very vital, because if you don't have it, and go ahead with your payment, non-availability of government consent will invalidate your transaction. As simple as that. And this, you may wonder how much it costs. It costs between it costs between 1.5% to 3% of the assessed value of the property in question. What it means, the higher the cost of the value of the building, the higher the money you pay. That is for to fill the form. Then there are other things that you have to worry yourself about, and that is what they call capital gain tax. That's about 0.5% of the assessed value. What they also call stamp duty, 0.5 of the assessed. This in addition to the 1.5% to 3% of the assessed value of the property. And there's also one more thing, what they call the neighborhood fee. The registration fee is also 0.5%, and then additional fee they call the neighborhood improvement levy. That's neighborhood improvement charges, NIC. Also apply. I don't know how many percentage it is, or maybe, but it cannot be more than 0.5%. So while they are trying to get this governor's consent, bear in mind of these charges. And once you get it done and it is issued, it's only when the governor's consent has been issued on this transaction that you can validly go ahead and make payment to the man or woman or whoever or company that is selling property to you, and is valid. In effect, governor's consent, if it is not available, the land you bought that has your CofO is a null and void transaction. You may be cultivating it and be doing normal nothing, but tomorrow, when the chiefs are down and they find out that you don't have, or maybe somebody who get information on it that you don't have this, the land is gone, or even the person that sold it to you. So be on the guard and happy investing. I am coming up with more intel on purchase of land in any part of the country. it's better you learn from other people's mistake than to learn from your own mistake.